So England get their autumn international campaign off and running versus the Pumas. Can they hit the ground running? And I thought you were going to score.
Ask a better question, you get a better answer.
Hi guys, welcome back. So we've got the England team out to face Argentina. At the time of recording, I don't have the Argentinian team. This is straight from the press release from the RFU. Let's get stuck into it. Lots to pick apart. As an England fan, I'm always incredibly hopeful. I hope they do well. There's lots of good players here. I've got a few reservations as well, but that's always the way. Some really interesting things going on. Let's start from the front row as always. A guy who I thought might be the actual captain, Ellis Genge. He is vice-captain. He's definitely a leader in this squad now. Playing great, at the peak of his powers. Really looking forward to him going up against the Pumas front row. Cowan-Dickie starts. Now, he's come back from injury. He has other injuries. He always picks up little bits and pieces. So that's what I'm worried about with him. But that experience to start is important. Hopefully, physically he's in good shape. And talking about physically in good shape, Sinclair is another one I'm not so sure about. We'll see. He may have got over his issues with his back, etc. Genge, Cowan-Dickie, Sinclair on paper looks very good. Let's see how up to speed Cowan-Dickie and Sinclair are in particular. Now, moving into the second row, a pretty big shock actually. For all money in the world, I thought it was going to be Itoje and Johnny Hill. That's what everyone thought. But he's moved Itoje to 6. Now, in some ways, it's not surprising he's playing a big 6. I thought he might have Coles on the bench. I thought he liked Coles, and he definitely does like Coles. But he's playing him at 4 at second row and moving Itoje to 6. And if he wants to play a Courtney Lawes type player at 6, sure, Itoje fits the bill. Coles might fit the bill. I thought he might go maybe Curry at 6 and then maybe Willis at 7. But clearly he wants to go with this big 6 option. Whether you like it or not, it gives you size, it gives you line-out options. There's some logic there for sure. Big ask for Coles. I watched him on a replay, literally watched just him the whole game for Northampton. He's got the frame, he's got the athletic ability, the skills, the speed. I think maybe he needs to improve the carry and the tackle. How hard maybe someone like Lawes and Itoje hits, but that will come with age, hopefully. So, yeah, I'm hopeful on that one. I quite like it. Yeah, if they want to go for a big 6, go for it all out. Many of you won't like Itoje there. It is a bit of a disruption, but they can be fairly fluid, I guess. Curry starts at 7. No surprise, Curry's starting. I really rate Curry. I think he's a great player. Some people argue, is he world class? Well, it depends on your definition, but he's really good. Big Billy at 8. And also we've seen Dombrandt come back for Harlequins, which I think is fantastic news. He might come back into the training squad later on after this game. But Big Billy for now makes sense. Now, I had predicted England to win this game. I think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be an arm wrestle. It could be wet at Twickenham as well. On my Guinness Pint predictor game, I have gone for an England win. If you haven't got involved in that, please do. It's great fun. I'll put up the leaderboard here at the moment. Paul Colley running away with it he actually predicted the Australia 1-point win over Scotland exactly, and winning loads of pints of Guinness as well. Everyone is. I'm only 48th, but I've already won 3. Some on the quizzes. Over 18s, obviously, drink responsibly, but get involved. Fanto app, code analyst. It's going to be great fun. Let's get into the back line here. As we thought, Ben Youngs is at 9. Is he the best 9 in England? No. But Eddie Jones trusts him. He likes his experience. It's a shame we can't see Van Poortvliet starting, but at least he's on the bench. So, am I happy with it? Not really. Is he going to carry on to the World Cup? I don't know. It just means we don't have that explosive running 9. Youngs used to be that, but not anymore. Sure, he's an old head, but he can get a little slow at the base sometimes, can be a bit frustrating. So, yeah, not so sure. Now, we were going to see Smaz, as I call them, Smith and Farrell, Smith and Faz there, 10-12, but Farrell is the captain. That's interesting. I thought maybe Farrell would just stay as an unofficial leader or a vice-captain, but he's back in as captain. That's a big call, and a nod to, he's going to play maybe a big 6, and he wants to play 2 playmakers, Smith and Farrell or Ford and Farrell or something like that. Now, that means Manu Tuolangi is at 13. Now, of course, he loves 13. He's a great 13, but he's getting on a bit. He's had all the injuries. He's been playing 12 for Sale, and it just worries me that Tuolangi's issue really is pulling muscles from repeated sprinting, as Sale tell us. And 13, you do have to cover a bit more ground, maybe make those big defensive cover tackles. It just worries me a bit. not the quickest midfield, and the back three doesn't really make up for it in speed. It makes up for it in size and power, or has lots of size and power. Joe Thokanasiga is massive, but not overly quick, not overly sharp on the turn. Jack Noel is incredibly jinky, good acceleration, but his top-end speed isn't particularly good. And Freddie Stewart is very big, but again, top-end speed isn't his thing. So it's a slow backline, really. Ben Young's a fairly slow 9. Argentina, are they the team to exploit this? Maybe not in this game. Maybe if it's wet weather, it makes sense. But in other games against quicker opposition, it would worry me a bit. I think you need a bit more speed in there. A Murley, someone like that. I don't know if Arundel's fully fit, but someone like that could definitely help. So a little slow, but very big, very powerful. Maybe this team is set up for wet weather rugby with a Toje at 6, a big, powerful backline. Maybe it's horses for courses, something they could do in the World Cup if it was wet. So, yeah, giving the benefit of the doubt there, although the lack of speed does worry me a little bit. Maybe in the pack as well, to be honest. On the bench, Singleton there, only 3 caps, but he gets a chance to come on at hooker. Mako there for his experience at the loose head. Joe Hayes, the replacement tight head. They're definitely trying to fast track Stewart, I think. Stewart back into this squad, Will Stewart. I think they really want him to start, actually, but I don't think he's available yet. The second row replacement is Ribbons. I wondered if it might be Tizard, but Ribbons, I guess, has the experience in the Premiership. It's been performing very well. Probably maybe a little bit more of a reliable replacement. They've got 3 second rows starting already anyway. And they've done what I did in my pick, which is great. I'm really happy about this. The 6-2 split. Having Farrell does help you not have an out-and-out 10 on the bench. So that means you can just have 2 back rows. Sorry, like you have 2 backs, and it gives you the chance to play Simmons and Willis, both who I think are fantastic and could make massive impacts. The pace and power of Sam Simmons is phenomenal. Him coming on at maybe number 8 for Billy later in the game, I think is a great shout. And Jack Willis is just unbelievable over the ball, would add some energy if maybe you want to move a Toje back to second row or something like that. So that's what I wanted, and I got it, and I'm a little surprised I got it, but pretty happy with that. Van Portfleet, can't wait to see him. I think he's class. Him and Mitchell are the best 2 9s in the Premiership. Mitchell wasn't even in the squad. I'd have Mitchell starting, Van Portfleet coming on maybe, or the other way round, not Youngs, but can't have everything. Slade back into the squad really helps this as well. He's very versatile. Obviously, might add a little speed and agility to the centres. Could come on a 10 if needed, or a fullback if needed. So a pretty good utility back to have on the bench and his experience. I'm really excited about this game. A little surprise in some measures here with Alex Coles at second row. It's a little bit slow as well, but there's loads of power. I see some logic in it. I'm excited. I do think England are going to win, but I think it's going to be a cracking test. All those comments below, let me know what you think of this England team. Join that Guinness Pint Predictor League. FanZoo code analyst. Get involved before I get your predictions in before the game start. That would be awesome. And I'll catch you guys next time.